this presentation was prepared when I submitted a paper at VIT Vellore, but that was in Tamil, and I have also made a YouTube presentation in Tamil, whereas I want to appeal to non-speakers of Tamil, but in English. My works regarding what I have done on Sumerian literature, particularly with the hypothesis that early Sumerian spoke Tamil. I'm Dr. Purushothaman, Professor, Department of Civil Engineering. I'm with Agni College of Technology, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. And this paper was on the terms relating to construction and buildings, as is seen from Sumerian literature, particularly in the ETCSL and the EPSD, the Sumerian Dictionary. We have to thank the Western scholars who have contributed to that much. Only with that I was able to do this research, and it was a secondary research in that sense. It only looks at the language form of the Sumerian and how that is highly relating to the present form of Tamil, so that I would be able to make the conclusion that the early Sumerians spoke Tamil. That was a bit restricted hypothesis in that sense. We don't know who were the initial settlers, and we don't know where those people lived or how they got mixed with those who had migrated into Mesopotamia. So this paper only looks at the linguistic aspect, and in a very limited sense, but it's a great achievement in that sense. It directly proves the point that the early Sumerians spoke Tamil. And in fact, the hypothesis or early Sumerians spoke Tamil very well. Terms relating to writing were in Tamil. So also terms relating to agriculture, education, business, God, and building, religious issues and building. So it's not just one area. It's not just a few words of the terms, but a section, a good number of those terms. And I'm also happy to state that because we could see that as relating to the present form of Tamil, that also proves a point, and that the Western scholars' work were very good, were correct, authentic, and the validation comes from third party. External validation comes from third party as from the present form of Tamil. It's not just me, so we could look at that subsequently. See, we have an education method in our primary that say it's very similar to A for apple, and also apple means A. So that is how we are taught in primary education. And also we have another method where just looking at the pictures, diagrams, we have to narrate stories. These two indicate the origin of how the writing system had evolved, and from there how people were taught, how that had stayed. And in fact, my very first work was on pedagogy of the Sumerian schools, Iduba. Particularly, I referred one Lucas and George, and who spoke real great length on the education system of the Sumerian, and also they expressed that the Sumerian education system had spread all over the world. So we could expect that the teaching methods still survive, and even Sulgi, the king, a Sumerian king, claims that this education, that the education system then, what was, would stay forever and continue forever in that sense. So that is another proof in the sense, as we have the historical evidence in our education system, the teaching method still or might relate to the Sumerian methods. And if you call the research method or the approach that what or how I have arrived at is by looking at the syllables, and that as forming the beginning root words or forming the end of the particular given words, or even forming in the middle, or even in the combinations. In fact, though I referred the grammar, Sumerian grammar written by a few scholars, but I have not taken it, accepted it. I started afresh, and then I could later on relate to those grammatical aspects, but we should consider that this was made afresh. And to prove my point of the approach, how I have worked on the syllables or the terms or the words or the both the transliterations and the translations, as could be seen in ETCSL or in the dictionary. I'm just demonstrating, I'm going to demonstrate from what Kramer had given in the annexure about the pictogram. Say for example, I think it is somewhere in page number 300 and odd, where say for example this particular pictogram, so what it was in 3000 BC and then subsequently transforming into a different form by 600 BC. What you see in red, highlighted in English, is the phonetical or the transliteration form of this particular sign or the symbol, where the meaning identified by the scholars are heaven and God. And given the pictogram and the transliteration and the translation, the meaning, we could easily relate this to, or in the present Tamil, in the present form of Tamil. So, for example, if it is God, we could easily see an, Andavan, Anna, as where the basic at the starting of the word highly relates to the transliteration an or on. And likewise we have Van, where it refers in Tamil to sky, and so that could be related to heaven, and where in the word Van, this an or on forms at the end of the word of the present form of Tamil. We also have this word Anma. It's well known, Atman, both in Sanskrit and world over. This bit of a philosophical statement of what a religious statement or religious philosophy, where this could easily be split as on plus ma. Ma in Tamil is referred as very great or big, and on we can see as God or the Atman or the, whatever that we would normally understand. Likewise, the next root word you could find in the grammar appendix is kai or ki, as I would take it, meaning earth, and also it states that there is yet another meaning that's not known. So whereas in Tamil this could be related both in relating to the phonetic form and also the meaning, we can have ki, kai, kidakai, irukai, all these are referring to the place name or the earth. Kidakai is very, very aptly fitting to the meaning of earth. And also we have ki, kidaku, referring to east or down or even up and down, something of that, these sorts. So we could also expect what was what scholars could not find out, we might be able to get the meaning or extrapolation from the present form of Tamil. So likewise, we could see many words, even the lu. Lu is man, and as we see the pictogram, it looks like a person, and also it looks like a worm. So I have taken this as Alu, Aluhai, and Puru. Puru in Tamil is worm, and Alu, it has got a person, it has the meaning person, and this ends with Lu. Likewise, Aluhai is something refers to management or the ruler, where the Lu forms in the middle of the word. So I have given the translated through Google so that the non-speakers of Tamil can easily identify the Tamil word and its phonetical form. So Alu, Anidar, Aluhai, Puru, like that. So like that, I have covered a few of these words given by grammar, and another important word is this kur or kur, which means mountain. So in Tamil we can easily relate it to kur, kurg, kur malai, kur munai, kundru, kuru, kurupodu, kuravar, like that. And if you look at this pictogram, we see three semicircles or three half buns, and a similar notation is used by Indus people also, meaning mountain. And this is very interesting symbol or sign that Sumerian had used to refer even the Dilmun, Meluga, and Magan. And I suspect that these three places could easily be forming three peaks of a mountain range or something of that sort. And not only that, this ku or kur has got another interesting Tamil word from ancient time, that is Koravar Kuratti, that refers to the people from the mountain. So if you see Kuravar Kurati as people from the mountain, and this meaning combined word as Kur plus Munus as a Jimmy, as a slave girl, would not go well with the present form of Tamil. Say Kuravar Kurati are highly respected and they are dwellers of mountain ranges, and so maybe I suspect that slave girl meaning could have come in the latter part of the Sumerian period, not in the earlier period, or when people left, or maybe they would have been exploited. The people from the hills would have been, the tribes would have been exploited by the other communities who had migrated to Mesopotamia. So this particular information also would be highly useful in understanding what Sumerian had written, and particularly say people, the Western scholars have refuted or not accepted that early Sumerian syllables relating highly related to Dravidian languages. They have rejected it. Had they accepted or given some iota of doubt whether that could be, they could have made some headway in the sense in interpreting the Sumerian literature. That was my view, and also I request the Western scholars to consider this aspect. If early Sumerians spoke Tamil, and you could see these not only just a few words, as I have said, we could see in every sphere of life. The words are highly relating to the present form of Tamil, not only the present form of Tamil, but also cultural aspects. So we could really get more information, and further my work pivots upon the earlier Western scholars' work, so it only attempts refinement. It's not totally distorting in that sense. Say for example, Kur Munus, Jimmy slave girl, or the earlier one as mountain is accepted, it's taken by me. So it is all, I mean, the same meaning is taken, but I am relating to the present form of Tamil and also the cultural aspects. So you get more than what the earlier scholars have done. That is my input to the present scholars. So we can go like that. So, and this is very important word. So, we have taken, both Dr. Loganathan and myself, we have taken this as Sangam, Sang, or Sak, Sang. Actually, this, the throat, Adam is called, or just the neck is called Sang, Sang Karut, we refer, Sang Karut, it's like doubling of the same meaning words. And this Sangam is highly described or explained or highly debated both in Sanskrit and also in all Indian languages, and particularly in Tamil literature. And we also refer the language development in three phases as Sangam 1, 2, 3. And Loganathan feels the Sumerian literature, the Tamil, could have been closely relating to Sangam period 1. So if you see, though this looks like a head, but the phonetic value Sang, it refers to the neck, and also there are other variations. Sangam also means a group of people, so it's a team, it's a or it's some group that work on some development. So, and also, so I have taken it as Sangam, Sangha, Kaluthu, Saga, friend, or even other people. So this is one particular word highly important, and we'll have to debate on this, whether how correct it is, or what other variations that could be, and things of that. So, and there is another word, ninda, food. Actually, we have difficulty to straight away identifying this ninda with the present Tamil form. But as a bowl, we know, we could see this anda. Anda is a very large vessel. Even the people who has got a very big belly, pot belly, could be nicknamed as anda belly or something like that. So it is relating to anda. So though it is ninda, so just as a very closely relating word in Tamil I have taken as anda, and also nin. Nin I have taken, though it refers to ladies in some places, I prefer to take this as yours, nin, yours, un, nin, like that. Anyhow, this also require some more discussions, understanding. So like that, we have so many words where we could easily relate to the present form of Tamil. Yet another word is this, barley. The phonetic value is translated value is she, or she, like that. So this I could easily relate to arisi, siragam, sir, kadir, again to the grains. So not necessarily barley, but anything that grain could be easily related to, say for example, arisi. If you take the rice, the she comes at the end, whereas the same rice as siragam, if you take it, it forms in the beginning itself. So arisi, siragam, sir, kadir, and so this is another important matching of this particular word. See, now I insist that as you see the pictogram and the phonetic value, translated value, she, and the meaning barley or the grain, any person who is well versed or who is conversant in Tamil would be easily accept this. Others may not be, they may have reservations. But then my research is not only pertaining to very few words. I've also recovered few literatures, say for example Yuduba. The whole 74 poems I have recorded in Tamil in present form. So also the flood story. And also I have done several other works in present form. There could be certain difficulties for certain words, but we could understand that we could get a real picture, slightly different from the earlier works. And my point of view is that there is high scope, and suppose if you don't agree my view, you should proceed as if that there is a possibility, and investigate and find out and satisfy yourself, and whether there is truth in what I say. So the approach or the research method that I have done is, I have found out that the syllables or the root words given in the dictionary or ETCL or in the Sumerian literature, some form in the front of, in the beginning, as a beginning syllable, as compared to the present form of Tamil. and some form as at the end, and some are combined, and some come in the middle. So we have to have this particular clarification, understanding, or see how they fit in, and the Tamil grammar allows such of these combinations. Any two words can be combined, so that one forms in the beginning, another forms at the end, and they are combined. So as it is a system in languages similar to Tamil, so we have to look in a similar way here in Sumerian. So apart from that, I propose that early Sumerians spoke Tamil well, so only they could write in Tamil. Whatever was written, the invention was for writing, but they were already speaking a particular language. So we have to look into that, we have to proceed in that angle, so that it will be helpful. And another important thing is the technical terms regarding writing were in Tamil. So that can be, though there are very few, but these can be easily related, and these words could be easily related to Tamil only, not even to Sanskrit. So that is another important point that we have to look into. Say one of the word is relating to tablet, writing, or the content of what was written is tupu. Krikina, Sir, Kirku are all relating to written matter. Tupu is Akkadian form, Dub is the Sumerian form, but Tupu as seen in the Akkadian form gives explanation or right form of Dub in Sumerian. So we'll also note this particular aspect where we get some lead from the Akkadian of the right Sumerian form. Though it was referred as a short form Dub, and the natural form could be expected as Tupu. As Tupu is the natural form still used in Tamil and even used by the poet Vellore somewhere 2000 years from present time, and the Sumerian prime was about 2000 years before Vellore. So we could see this Tupu is interestingly the word with the meaning intelligence, and also it gives clues for discoveries or to help you to investigate theft and other issues. And it's a very great word which has not corrupt in the course of time, even about 4,000 years. And likewise, Krikina, the library of Sulgi, we could even make sense now as something scribbled. Sir, Sar, and is the word that we still use for poetic grammar in Tamil. Though Sir is referred in Sumerian as song, or even for music, so we have that meaning still intact in the sense a part of poetic grammar. And Kirku are all relating to written matter. So what I suggest is please refer to EPSD, the dictionary, Sumerian dictionary, and DSAIL, the Tamil dictionary, or even better one. And we don't require to know even Tamil to find out that the earlier Sumerians spoke Tamil. So these are all resources available in English, so you can easily find it out, and that will be a great thing to know that those people, early Sumerians, spoke Tamil. so that we understand better. And also we will be able to find out how language evolved over a period of time into many languages, or how many languages have come together and then formed new languages or learnt from one another. So as a scientist, as a person investigating what went years ago, you could find it out. So my interest is only that much. Though I speak Tamil, but it doesn't mean that I want to claim that whatever I say is true. But I want you to investigate and examine my point of view. So there are so many other issues. I'll pass this in I'll make this available from Google link so that you can download and then see. And one can also search my works through Google or Academia and find out, and you can also write to me. And this is another important this one. We have the vowels A to ak. So if you see, this is the entry in EPSD where AK is given as meaning not known. But if you look from the Tamil, you can easily identify this is A from A to ak. So it's interesting. Maybe we don't know whether what I am saying is correct, but the Western scholars who work on Sumerian and Assyrian must be able to tell and confirm, yes, this is correct, or they can say, no, it's wrong. That's up to you. And I have my conviction that fairly with my work, I am convinced that the earlier Sumerians spoke Tamil, and it's my request to all scholars to consider that and proceed further and evaluate and see. Likewise, as I said, I have worked in all other areas also, not only writing, say even on religious terms. And this Enlil is very interesting. It actually posed a lot of problem for me, and I have to split the same conventional way as we do in Tamil grammar as N plus Lil. And then N is taken as IN by me, and Lil I had a problem. But the meaning of Lil as both God and ghost highly fitted well with the Tamil word Ali. So I am proposing this Enlil in present form of Tamil is IN Ali. That is, IN could be referred respected or even God. We have village god INR. So we could relate to that INR Ali. So this way we come to know more about what the early scholars have done. So it's a useful investigation. I hope this you are benefited watching this far. I'm very sorry for my English and the very casual way of talking. Thank you very much.